BMW M4 CS. Let's just do this review from behind the wheel because, you know, that front end, yeah, I just can't get used to those grills. I know a lot of the fans are coming around and, you know, they say that they're pretty good, but I feel like that's just them getting used to them. Beauty, you don't really get used to it. It's either beautiful or it's not. And those grills, I just think it's, yeah, not quite right. The rest of it's quite nice. It's got a elegant coupe side silhouette, nice and fat rear end. And then the CS adds various aerodynamic enhancements, including extra skirting along the front, canards, carbon fiber trimmings. And then this example is painted in a matte green, which contrasts nicely with the carbon fiber elements. There's some exposed carbon elements as well. Obviously you can option all this sort of stuff, get it looking how you want it to look. I don't mind these gold wheels as well. They're 19s on the front, 20s on the back, 275 wide tyres on the front and 285s on the back. I think they look really cool and they kind of match the foresty green exterior, the paintwork. And then yeah, you've got those quad outlet exhausts, trademark of an M vehicle. How does it drive though? Well, I'm in the normal mode at the moment. I've got everything in comfort or, you know, efficient, and it's actually quite nice. The ride is firm and sporty, suitably. You know, this is a pretty hardcore model. It's not just a normal M4, which is a sports car itself. This is a CS version, a club sport version. So it's got to be more hardcore, but I like this ride. I could live with this ride every day quite easily. BMW has changed their suspension philosophy, I think, in the last few years, because they're not as firm or as rigid as they used to be, even in the sporty settings. Not saying that this has got body roll and it's gone too soft. It's definitely very hardcore, and when you put it into the sport mode, it becomes very rigid indeed. But in the normal mode, I could drive this, as I said, every day, no problem at all. This is a pretty bumpy road, and it's just soaking up the bumps. Yeah, it's definitely firm, and you know, you can feel the road surface changes, but it's not bone jarring. It's not sending those sudden jolts through my back. It's just, hey, this is a bumpy road, you know, just making you aware of it basically. The interior is fairly practical as well. It does miss out on some features like the center console armrest and the storage box there. No cup holders in the front either. But you've got some storage. You've got bottle holders in the doors, nice massive bottle holders in the doors actually, typical BMW. And then in the back you've got two seats. I can fit in there. I'm only 170 centimeters, but I find them pretty comfortable. I've got decent leg room as long as the passenger doesn't have their seat you know, slid all the way back. And the rear windscreen doesn't go over your head too. It's actually past that point. The roof line extends past your head. So, you know, in some coupes like the Ford Mustang, I think there was another one as well. But anyway, you have the rear windscreen right over the top of the head. So the sun just comes beaming down straight onto your head. Whereas this, it's more of a sedan style of coupe where the roof totally covers your head. And then you've got decent boot space in the back as well. We'll go on the usual typical mountain road in a minute, but I just thought I'd try it out on a country road like this. And yeah, it's totally livable. You don't have to do anything special with the transmission or the engine. Your mum could drive this quite easily. It just drives like a normal BMW. Just got a bit more firmness in the suspension, and the throttle response is, yeah, it's pretty sensitive. Like you put your foot down, it's gonna go. So down over that bridge, that was totally fine, didn't bump or crash. The steering is a little bit touchy, I guess. Like you point it and it's going there, which might take some getting used to if you're not used to sports cars. But other than that, yeah, this is totally practical, just as practical as a normal 3 Series or 4 Series. In terms of the drive anyway. It's not until you start to put your foot down that you'll notice a bit more difference. So this has got the same 3-litre twin turbo inline 6 as the M4 competition, but it's been boosted up, it's been revised, so now it produces 405 kilowatts and 650 newton meters. That's up from 375 kilowatts. Massive amount of power from just 3 litres. If you actually calculate the specific output, it's very impressive. It's got more power per litre than a Bugatti Veyron Supersport. It just goes to show how much power they've extracted out of this capacity. Boost pressure is just under 2 bar according to this little gauge here. I'll just put my foot down. You can see full throttle. So that was just under 2 bar. 1 bar is about 14.6 psi, 14.7 psi. So yeah, you're nudging on about 25 psi by the looks of that. I love that BMW is rekindling its old badges and special editions and so on. I mean, this is probably not as exclusive as the old E46 CSL and vehicles like that, but I reckon it's great that they come out with proper special editions. They've got bespoke tuning, bespoke components and so on. They look a little bit different. They are more expensive, obviously, but I think it's great to have that in the range because it just adds aspiration. You know, you've got a diverse range. You can just get the M4 if you want to, but if you want even more, then you can step up to the CS. This is around $60,000 more expensive than the regular M4 competition. There is a bit of a rattle coming from this safety system, the camera system there. It's a little bit annoying on this road, and I am in just the comfort mode. I can put it in the sportiest mode, so that's with firm suspension. Doesn't really make any difference, but yeah, I can feel more of the bumps here. Every little detail in the road I can feel, which is great. That's what you want when you've got the sportiest setting in a high-end, hardcore sports car like this. There are quite a few drive modes to choose from and configurations and settings, but fortunately BMW has fit these two little buttons on the steering wheel, M1 and M2. And what they are is presets, so you can go in here and configure engine, chassis, suspension, steering, even the differential, the four-wheel drive system. You can flick it to two-wheel drive. So on the way down we'll do four-wheel drive, on the way back we'll do two-wheel drive. And then you can just hold these buttons down, you hit them twice to confirm, and it automatically configures exactly what you want. So you don't have to go in there every time and fiddle around with each setting. You can just pre-program these two buttons. I've got the M2 programmed in at the maximum four-wheel drive setting. So this has got stability control completely off. I've got the steering in comfort is the only thing, but everything else is sport plus. And brake, you've got just comfort and sport to choose from. There is no sport plus. But I've got the four-wheel drive system in four-wheel drive sport as well, which is kind of just rear biased four-wheel drive before going the full two-wheel drive mode. You've also got a traction control switch here. You can configure how much traction control you've got. You've got about 15 different settings there by the looks of it. I've just got that completely off, but you can play around with that. So if you're on the track or something and you're just learning the vehicle, use that to, you know, monitor how much traction you've got, how much room you've got to play. Yeah, massive amount of torque from this engine. It's surprisingly just punchy off the mark. There's no lag at all, basically, and it still likes to rev hard. The gears are like, they seem long. It's an 8-speed automatic, but it's a good balance between punchy gearing but also massive speed. Like, it just keeps hauling and hauling and hauling. It's incredible how quick this thing is, while still feeling energetic down low. Like, it doesn't feel like a long-legged gearbox. Go through this tight, twisty section here. Heaps of traction, like amazing amount of traction. This road is very tight, and this car is almost too quick for the road because it's just so agile and darty and quick. That's fourth gear, pulling really hard. There is a bit of fake sound coming through the speakers, which is a little bit annoying, but yeah, it does definitely kick from the back a little bit. It'd be good to get it on track to really see what it does. Yeah, so you've got some push from the back, and it just helps you set up the vehicle in the corners. Like, if you leave it in standard four-wheel drive, it's just more of a typical, consistent, but yeah, a little bit understeery sort of setup, under power. Whereas this four-wheel drive sport, you can actually use the power to adjust the rear end. This is a weird corner here. We've got sort of two apexes, and as we go around, it gets tighter and tighter. Yeah, so just then it started to kick. I just applied just a little bit of power, and it started to kick the back end, started to rotate around. Full power. this is a machine of a vehicle. Like, it's, I guess having four-wheel drive means you can go on a nice winding road like this pretty fast, or really fast if you want to, or on the track, and it doesn't matter if it starts raining. Like, it's still going to offer excellent performance or excellent track or lap times or something like that. But then if you want to play around, you can still flick it over to two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, and have some fun. So we'll do that now. Okay, I've got two-wheel drive set up in M1. It's all pre-programmed in. Just touch it once and it says driving without stabilization confirm. Hit it again and then we'll get two-wheel drive down the bottom. I think when you don't fiddle with the stability control, you can just hit the M1, M2 once. You don't have to do the confirm thing. I think it's just because I've got stability control tied in there. But now it should be rear-wheel drive, full throttle. Yep, start spinning. This is completely rear-wheel drive now. So it's really cool that BMW has engineered that into the vehicle so you can still have fun. You've got the versatility of all-wheel drive as well. Now this is much more lively, like it's feeling like the old school M3, but it's got so much power, remember, so it is a little bit skittish. It is a little bit tail happy, but that's, you know, if you've flicked over to rear wheel drive, that's obviously what you want. On the track or something like that, you can drift around easily. Going down this downhill series of S-bends, a lot of pressure on the outside front tyre. It's gripping up really well. These tyres are unbelievable in terms of the grip. Still got plenty of punch low down. That's just squeezing the throttle. I'm not even giving it full power because it's just got so much grunt. And it's good that it still revs nice and high too. I mean, it's not as high as the old M3s, you know, 8,000 RPM, but definitely like singing to at least 7,000. Yeah, what a beast. Even though I'm in the sportiest mode in terms of the suspension, Sport Plus, it's soaking up these bumps really well. I think that's the thing. When you're smashing it hard, then the suspension makes sense and it's fine. But if you're driving around the city in Sport Plus mode, you're going to notice all of the little bumps. Whereas this, yeah, it's very well braced, so it can handle high impacts and big G-force cornering. I guess not being complete rear-wheel drive, you've got a bit of weight over the front end because you've still got the differential and all that for the front axle. But even so, yeah, this is definitely an M3 or an M4. It's around 15 kilograms lighter than the normal M4 competition, which is also four-wheel drive. So it's not a huge weight saving, but because you've got the extra chassis bracing and different suspension setup and all that sort of thing, and the extra power, you've still got a better power to weight ratio. Yeah, this thing's nuts. Beautiful. Yeah, what can I say? It's an extraordinary driver's car. It really does precisely do exactly whatever you want it to do, and that's what I love about M cars. You know, they're very, very well engineered for drivers. You can tell that whoever engineered this, or the team that engineered this, has tried all the tricks. They've tried everything. They've said, well, what if you want to drift in second gear or third gear or fourth gear? We need to test that and make sure that it can do it. And that's, yeah, you can just tell that you don't just stumble across this sort of stuff. It's been engineered in there. All right, we'll go out now to the private road and do the performance test and see what it goes like. I'll try out rear-wheel drive and four-wheel drive just to see the difference, just for fun. But yeah, we'll see if we can get close to the 0 to 100 claim of 3.4 seconds. 4.06. I'll do that again. I'll try a bit harder this time. That was 4.75. So it spins the wheels when you click it into second gear, which is pretty cool actually, but it's I'm sure if you sat there for a while and really tried to manage the traction, you could get a quicker time in rear wheel drive if you really wanted to.